on this glorious day? Do you feel good? Wonderful. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I'm the senior minister here. What a delight it is to share in this extraordinarily special day with our special musical guest. Please welcome Daniel Nahmad.
Hello. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Sing it again. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. About lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. About lending a hand. Break it down. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Sing it one more time. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Daniel Nahmad. Woo! Well, good morning. What a glorious way to start the day, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I'm so delighted to have Daniel here as our guest today. Welcome once again to Unity of Tucson. As I said before, I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I'm the senior minister here at this glorious spiritual center where we gather every single Sunday to swing wide the doors of this heart of each and every one of us, to celebrate love, to celebrate life, to celebrate the light that we all inherently are. Now, our purpose here at Unity of Tucson is to provide a safe, loving, and inclusive space where everyone has the opportunity to explore the principles of the New Thought spiritual philosophy. And what I have found is that the adoption of the New Thought spiritual philosophy in my life has invited me to master spiritual understanding. At least I'm on the pathway of mastering spiritual understanding. I don't know that I've mastered it yet, but I'm on the way. How about you? Yeah, to master spiritual understanding, to find personal purpose, which is what today is all about, and also to develop a spiritual path. That spiritual path that I've developed in my own life has enhanced the quality of my experience, and it's why I do what I do, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to do what I do and share in this with this entire community. Unity is a place where you can come as you are, be as you are, and shine as you are. So I'm delighted to share in that with you. Now, Laura, would you join me up here for just a moment?
In my bare
Laura Cass.
In my bare feet.
So delighted.
in my bear.
Now, normally I say something about beliefs here. What
Yes.
is it that I usually say about beliefs here?
You may not believe everything I say,
You may not believe everything I say.
but I do.
But you always say that you believe every word that comes out of my mouth.
Well,
Well, you just said you believe
every-
everything I say.
well, I'm not with you all the time, but
Well, that's true.
things that when
Well,
I am.
when
I
I'm on the
believe you.
platform.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay, so she
I'm really
believes
good with
everything I
that.
say when I'm on the
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah. But
I appreciate that. Now, the reason I say this is because, I'm not here to tell you what to believe. And that's
no, I know you're not.
right. I'm not here to tell you what to think. And that is probably
Yep.
something
Yep.
that people come to church on a Sunday and they're like, well, you're not going to tell me what to believe? We do have a set of tenets. We do have a philosophy. But you get to decide the degree to which you will put that into effect in your own life. You can either adopt it or not. That's entirely up to you.
But what you say works for me.
Well, I'm grateful to know that.
It really does.
What I say works for me, which is why I keep saying it. Thank
It
you
really
so much,
does.
Laura.
It's made a difference in my life.
Well,
It really
you've made a
has.
difference in my life.
Totally has. So
Yeah. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, so if something does butt up against your belief system here today, my recommendation is just be willing to look at it. Look at it without judgment and, maybe make some determinations. Is this idea something that might work better for me or not? And if it's not, no big deal. You get to decide. We are a philosophy that is rooted in choice. You get to decide your outflow of life. That's what this philosophy is all about. Now, we do have a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson. I would love for us as a community to say together these words first of our vision statement. Let's say this together. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. And as I say each week, the vision is a manner in which we may choose to see the world. The mission are the practical steps that we can apply in our lives to allow that vision to come into expression. So let us share these words of our mission statement. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Let's just take that in with a breath. Considering those words as though we're hearing them today for the very first time. Breathing into love only. Allowing an inner consideration of what that might mean. Love only. Letting that consideration drift into forgive everything. What does that mean? What does it mean in life to forgive everything? What does forgiveness mean? What is in our hearts to forgive today? Do we have a willingness to allow that forgiveness to express itself in its fullness? Knowing that forgiveness is an aspect of spiritual mastery. And then allowing that rooting statement, remember who you are. Remember who you are. We are the infinite power and presence of divinity itself. For there can be no separation from the infinite. And so that is the remembering aspect of our mission. Remember who you are. You are divine. And if you ever forget, please know that I'm here to remind you. Because what I see when I look upon the faces of each and every person here is the face of God. The infinite faces of divinity itself. And that's what I celebrate. So taking a breath. If you are joining us for the first time here today, I want to say welcome, grateful to have you here. Let me first acknowledge and say hello to everyone who may be watching online today, whether you're watching live this Sunday morning or you're watching at another time in the archives. It's a delight to be able to share this energy, this time with you. And if you go to unitytucson.com/connect, allow us to take some information there, we can keep this conversation going. But just know that your energy is felt as part of the presence here in the room, and we are so, so honored by it. If you're here in the room for the first time today, as you were coming in, you may have been invited to receive a gift. And if you did not receive that gift, it will be available during fellowship in Harmony Hall at the completion of the celebration today. But there's something else that we like to share with those who are joining us for the first time. So if you are comfortable with identifying yourself as someone who's here for the first time today, will you please either stand up or raise your hand? Is there anyone joining us for the first time? Welcome. Grateful to have you here. Grateful to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And this is what we would like to share with you, shall we? Here we go. You are magnificent. You absolutely are magnificent. Thank you for shining your light, sharing your magnificence with us. And we claim to know that about you because at the core, I think that we are all magnificent, and I think we should be willing to exclaim and affirm that for ourselves. So let us all say these words together. I am magnificent. Does that feel good? Yeah. Makes me feel good. Another thing that makes me feel good is the celebration of all traditions in this spiritual center. We have adopted a ceremony called Lighting the Flames of Faith, where we honor the traditions, the religions, the spiritual paths the world over, and it is guided each week by our keepers of the flames. Will you please welcome today's keepers of the flames, Laura Cass and Jerry Harrison.
Okay, good. Making his debut. Okay. Center ourselves in God. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for these shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of surrender to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. The final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experience. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Jerry. This candle here, if you're new to our community, this is the peace candle. And we choose to keep the peace candle illuminated at all times. It is a light 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, provided the power does not go out in the building. I get to joke about it sometimes, right? But its consistent illumination is a metaphor for the consistent illumination of peace within each and every one of us. And as we individually allow our inner peace to inform every aspect of our being, every relationship, every interaction, every thought, then right where we are creating world peace. And so let's honor that understanding by sharing together this prayer for world peace. Divine love, indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace reigns in the world. Oh, I am so delighted. You ready? Yeah, he's ready. I'm so delighted to invite Daniel to guide us in a centering song today. Will you please welcome once again Daniel Nahmad.
This song about 25 years ago in a cabin in Yellowstone National Park. I'm pretty sure there were buffalo outside the door. So it might have been a prayer, or it might have been a prayer. You know what I mean? Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in, get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer,
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in the deepest kind of love, to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Daniel Nahmad. I have a funny story about this song, Daniel. 10 years ago, I was one of the hosts. I was living in Toronto, Ontario at the time, and we were hosting the Canadian New Thought Conference. And on the Sunday, the hosting community got to offer their celebration to all the communities that had come to the conference. So we got to do our Sunday service. And I sang Get Ready, My Soul as the centering song. And I got to that point, closer to my sacred source. You know, you take that nice, beautiful pause there. And I was in it, closer to my sacred source. And then somebody in the front row said, sorry, I have to go to a funeral, everyone, so I'm going to head out. The song had not ended yet. And then marched out. And I just held it. And I went right into, get ready.
I mean, A, why? But B, why say it out loud?
Right? Like, just make your way out. Exactly.
Let's go.
Oh. I am so excited to welcome for the first time today, not to make you any more nervous than you already are, but remember, nervousness and excitement are the same. So be excited. Today, to guide us with our reading, to guide us in our monthly affirmation, and also to guide us in prayer, will you please welcome for the first time to this platform, Prayer Chaplain Sherry Thomas.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Oh, now I hear me. I'm going to start with a poem by Sue Elson. It's the light poem. The universe is light, and our Creator is too. When you draw the curtains and block the light on you, when do you forget to smile and tell yourself inside that something cannot be overcome and let the dark reside? When do you react in fear and miss the hidden truth that you are lovable and worthy despite anything from your youth? When do you think of the past and lament something that you have lost, when you could be mindful right now and find joy without a cost? The future is tomorrow. The sun doth rise again. But in your heart and mind, the light shines on and on. So take a pause right now and gently take a breath in. Then close your eyes and breathe out to witness the light within. Our theme for this month for our affirmations is interdependence. I will say the affirmation once, and then I'll ask you to join me, and we'll do it 2 times together. I am a note in the infinite symphony of love, and my presence contributes to the harmony of all life. And would you please join me? I am a note in the infinite symphony of love, and my presence contributes to the harmony of all life. I invite you now to move into our time of prayer. You can take a deep breath. That breath is a gift, the gift of life. My invitation to you is to come home to yourself, to rest and be in that power of love within you. That divine spark of light and compassion. In this moment, let your light shine. And each of us shine our light of spirit here today, and we fill this sanctuary with an illumination beyond measure. And then out from this wonderful sanctuary, we can see that light, our combined light, move out into our communities, move out into our nation. This is a time when our nation needs our light, our love, our compassion. We are the light of the whole world. And I invite you now to listen to a small voice within you that says, I am here. You are here. We are here. And it is in that oneness of God present that we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
This is the part of the service where I don't know what's going to happen. What I do know is that Daniel is going to be performing a song. I just don't know what song it's going to be. Do you know yet?
Would you hold it against me if I told you I don't know yet? I think I know. I
mean, you can not know. That's okay.
I think I have a
But
song.
I'm about to introduce you to sing a song.
I think I have a song.
Okay, so please welcome once again Daniel Nahmod.
I'll tell you, there are very few places where I would admit that I'm still thinking, but I am. I think I have a song. Your talk this morning is about hearing a call, and here's a song about making that decision. Ran away from the sun, ran away from the rain, hid away from everyone, ran away from the pain. Now I'm so out of breath. Now I'm so scared to death. But I'm not running anymore. I'm not hiding anymore. For the first time in my life, I will stand my ground.
no more running round. Here I am. What's a life covered up? Day and night, just not to fail. Like a life without love is its own kind of jail. And what a waste to regret what I haven't tried yet. I'm not running anymore. I'm not hiding anymore. For the first time in my life, I will stand my ground with my heart unbound. Here I am. Throw in the game just to make sure that I never win. Kept counting myself out again and again. So nervous, running in circles till nobody knew where I'd been. Well, maybe today is the day that I let it all in. Maybe my secret hurts no original sin. It's time, I've made up my mind. I'm ready to dive in. I'm not running anymore. I'm not hiding anymore. For the first time in my life, I will stand my ground. I will sing out loud. Here I am. Oh yeah. Here I am.
Daniel Nahmad. Whew. Laura just asked, did we make him mad? He's leaving. I don't think so.
He's got a funeral to go to.
That was good. There's a part of me that hesitates as I think about having had the experience of that song. And that song was an experience, not a performance. And living through the experience of beautifully constructed lyric with music. And it's just extraordinary. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. And, you know, thinking about the refrain, here I am. Here I am. Here I am. The infinite I that I am is right here. It's like where each and every one of you, the infinite I that you are, is right where you are. And are we willing to lay claim to that profoundly in a way perhaps we have never done before? Today, I did give Daniel some insight into what my intention was in terms of what I wanted to talk about. And it really is all about understanding the call that is within each and every one of us. And that call exists constantly. It is not limited to age. It is not limited to anything other than our own hesitancy around answering that call. It's the only thing that will limit the call expressing through us. And I think sometimes I would like to know, what is it that holds me back from making the call and answering the call that is in my heart? I've worked through this stuff. I don't know if you know that. I had to work through it. I had to work through all of the perceived fears that would come up around laying claim to an identity in this life and being okay and proud with expressing my authenticity in every aspect of my being. It's not easy for some people. It wasn't easy for me at first. But, boy, life has gotten better since I have done it. There is a book that sat on my shelf for many years. I did finally read it, and then it went back on my shelf, and it still sits. Actually, I don't think it's on my shelf anymore. I think it's one of the books that I gently released to its next wonderful owner, and it was a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. And she had this to offer. She said, remove the "I want you to like me" sticker from your forehead and place it on the mirror where it belongs. And I really resonate with that idea, that we must begin to start to like ourselves in the way that we want other people to like us. Here's the thing, it's a difference between people pleasing to try to bolster ourselves, or purpose choosing and purposefully choosing to live from the point of view of a divine identity. Which is more aligned with your identity? People pleasing or purposefully choosing? I mean, I would say it's purposefully choosing. That's really what is allowing our divine identity to shine most brightly. Today, in many ways, is all about the fifth principle, the fifth basic principle that we teach in Unity. And that fifth basic principle is to live the truth that we know, that we teach a philosophy here. And I say every week, it is up to you to determine to what degree you will incorporate that philosophy into your life, if at all. But it is a choice. And I express the fifth principle in this way. It is a choice to live from and activate this spiritual teaching beyond an intellectual understanding. I was drawn to this philosophy initially because there was an intellectual aspect to it. I could go in and I could study and read and learn, and I could make my life better. But it was not until I embodied the philosophy, put it to work in my life, and allowed myself to move beyond the intellect, that my life began to thrive. So the call for each and every one of us is to move from the intellectual to embodiment. And when we do that, the choices we make, actually, I should take that back. I'm going to take it back. Whether we do it or not, the choices that we make ripple through community and out into the world. And so the call then is, do you want to initiate a ripple of profound love or a ripple of some form of fear? Because you're going to, whether you know it or not, ripple out whatever is in your heart. And that can be love, it can be fear. It's like, you mentioned the butterfly effect last week, Laura. That butterfly that flaps its wings in the rainforest can cause a hurricane on the other side of the world. That is the power that each and every one of us has. Right where we are affecting the world, the universe, really. So today's message is called Making the Call, and there's kind of a double meaning in that idea. If we're going to make the call, it means that we're going to actually make a call. The call in your soul is the call we're talking about. And taking action is actually picking up that phone. It's so funny, you don't do this anymore with a phone, do you? It's picking up the phone and actually dialing and making it work out in the outer form. We talk a lot in this philosophy about the call within our soul. And we oftentimes also refer to it in this, with this metaphor, with this analogy, that every thought we have, every idea we have are seeds that we are planting in the infinite soil of creation. And so, what seeds are awaiting your cultivation? Because it's not just about planting the seed, it's about nourishing that seed so that it can blossom into whatever is there for it to blossom into. I think that's every single one of us. Every single one of you is the blossom of an idea in the infinite divine mind. Are you seeking to nurture those seeds through knowing your essence? That's the truth of your divine identity. Last week, I talked all about my entire philosophy and approach to this ministry, in my expression of it, is to invite us all to release the notion of separation. That is a seed I think we can nurture. Are you nurturing that seed through your essence, the truth of your divine identity? Or there's another way that many of us try to nurture those seeds, and is trying to become favorable in the eyes of others. I'm going to tell you something. Trying to become favorable in the eyes of others as a motivating factor is not necessarily going to work to your benefit. It may make you feel good temporarily, but trust me, if someone then says something disparaging to you, you can really poison that plant real fast. If we are living from the truth of our essence, our authentic essence self, and nurturing those seeds, then you know what ultimately happens? We become favorable in the eyes of those others for whom we become favorable. And we don't have to become favorable in the eyes of everyone, because we are never going to be all things to all people. I tried that. Boy, did I try that. But I had to come to a realization at a point that my true success in the expression of my life was not rooted in the opinions of others. Oh, that was a hard lesson to learn. Once upon a time in my life, I sought to explore the nature of humanity. I mean, I still do. This has kind of been the motivating factor in my life, the exploration of humanity, right? And for a significant portion of my life, I sought that exploration through working from the outside in. And that was when I was living my life as an actor, that I would don a role. I would perform in a play or a musical or some expression, some artistic expression. And it was all in the idea that I was going to explore the nature of humanity through this role. Now, I want to be really clear. There is nothing wrong with that. That is absolutely a valid way to explore the nature of humanity. I did it for decades. But there was a moment of illumination that unfolded for me, and that moment of illumination invited me to explore from the inside out. And I had to make a choice to shift the direction of that exploration, to shift from exploration of the outside in, to shift so that I was allowing myself to explore from the inside out. And exploring from the inside out is allowing authenticity to express itself wholly. There is a part of me that now seeks balance between the two. I have a question for reflection. Who's naming you? And when I say who's naming you, what I mean by that is who in your life is responsible for determining your identity and the way you show up in the world? Just something to reflect upon for a moment, because here's the thing about that. If you don't know who you are, if you are not naming yourself, be careful, because you may be letting others decide for you. Take a moment to consider how you think about yourself. This entire philosophy is rooted in thoughts create our experience. And I think we go deeper. The beliefs that back those thoughts are creating our experience. And even deeper than that is this, that there are feelings that are tied up in those beliefs and those thoughts that are creating that experience. So take a moment to consider what you think about yourself, what you believe about yourself, and what your feelings are around yourself, around those thoughts and beliefs about yourself. Just take a moment to look at that. Did you assign those thoughts, those beliefs, and those feelings, or did you accept those ideas from something outside the self? It's not a question that is meant to invite us to beat ourselves up, but to embolden us with this idea that we are the authorities in our lives. We have divine natural authority to create the experience and expression of our lives. I like divine natural authority because that initializes DNA. It is inherent. That is our DNA, our divine natural authority to create our lives in a way that is blessing not only our experience of life, but blessing every single one of us. Every single person we encounter can be blessed by our presence, by our beneficent presence. Now, it may be a mix, this idea of, taking that moment to consider, did you assign that idea or did you allow that idea to be assigned from outside the self? It may be a mix, but what might that percentage then be between the two? Are you more heavily weighted on outside influences, have determined how I shall be and how I shall express in this world? Or are you more weighted on the side of I have made a decision affirming my own divine identity, and this is how I choose to be in the world. This is how I choose to express my divine authenticity in the world, and I will not be afraid to do it any longer. And if there is something in you that you realize you adopted from someone that maybe needs to be challenged, here's my call to you. Challenge it. Challenge it. Claim an identity that affirms your magnificence. We say it every single week. I am magnificent. To what degree do you believe that? And what is the feeling tone that is wrapped up in that belief? Because I'll tell you, the first time I said that out loud in a Sunday experience in the community that introduced that idea to me, I didn't come up with that, by the way. All my best ideas in ministry are borrowed. I'm going to be really clear about that. But I remember sitting in a service and invited to stand up, and everybody went, "You are magnificent." And I went, "No, I'm not." And then they said, "Okay, but you need to affirm your own magnificence and say out loud, 'I am magnificent.'" And the first time I ever said it out loud, it was probably like this: "I am magnificent?" Maybe, I don't know. But you know what? I've worked with it over the time of my ministry, and I can proudly say I am magnificent. And my magnificence does not detract or take away from anybody else's magnificence. We are all magnificent, and that is a choice to live from that point of view. We do live in interdependence. So reflections from others and by others do have relevance. If they didn't, then what would be the point of inviting our new guests here to stand up and us saying, "You are magnificent"? Maybe that is a seed that is going to be planted in the hearts of each and every person who is here for the first time, and maybe there will be a little inkling of beginning to believe it. And until you can believe it for yourself, you better believe I'm going to believe it on your behalf. Mirrors are everywhere around us. This is a magnificent mirror. Laura Cass has been a magnificent mirror for me over these many years that I have known Laura. And I am so grateful for your presence in my life and the way that you choose to hold me to account in my life. You are a blessing to me, Laura. Thank you. Mirrors are everywhere around us. Everywhere around us. And community, the community that we choose to be involved with, to participate in, is a reflection of something that is within each and every one of us. You get to decide what it is you are putting forth to be reflected back to you. I had a challenge at one point because I believed something somebody said. I think I mentioned this in a service months ago, but I'm going to repeat it because I like to repeat stories. You ever notice that? I had finished my studies in acting and directing from the University of Arizona. I was about ready to receive my degree, my Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in acting and directing. And one of the things that had unfolded during my time in that program is I got involved in stage management, which is very much, it's an administrative task in many ways to really manage an entire production. The stage manager also acts as a conduit between the performing individuals and all of the technical aspects of the experience. And I have a knack for stage management. I just did. I was really good at it. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry was there with me during that time. She said, yes, you were. Sherry was a TD on a show that I stage managed 30-something years ago. Whew. So anyway, I come towards the end of my degree time there, and reminder, I'm getting my degree in acting and directing. So my thought is, I'm going to go out, I'm going to be an actor, right? That's what I want to have as my career. And I had a professor come up to me and say, I'm so glad you found stage management. It's something you're really good at. Talk about having 4 years, six years of my life. It took me 6 years to get my bachelor's degree. That's a whole other story. But talk about having a significant part of my life, those years, be completely demolished by one phrase that I took upon myself to agree with. Had nothing to do with that individual. I heard those words and I chose to believe them. It took me a while to name that label and to actively choose to release it. And I'll tell you, once I did, that's when I became quite successful and consistently working as an actor. So I think the call then is to do this. Is there something that you are silently sitting on, some label that you are silently sitting on, perhaps that you have taken from someone else that you are ready to release? Here's the thing that I'm going to encourage you to do. Release it today and name the truth that you are ready to embrace, because there's no time like the present to change your life. In fact, there is no time other than the present. So if you are seeking to change your life, do it now. This is a call, and it's a call to move beyond what we perceive or what we name as goals in our life, and to embrace heart qualities as those things that I think we can embrace, and allow those heart qualities to demonstrate themselves in the outflow of our experience. There is no achievement in form that is as fulfilling as living from an inner orientation of kindness, compassion, and love. That's what I've found. How about you? There is no achievement in form that is as fulfilling as living from an inner orientation of kindness, compassion, and love. I believe that love is our purpose and nothing else. And everything in our life is an opportunity. Everything else that we experience in life is an opportunity to express love. Our outflow of life is the vehicle to express love. Jesus said, I have one commandment for you. He said, forget about all that other stuff. I have one commandment for you, and that is love. Period, full stop, end of sentence. Love. That's what's most important. When we abandon love, here's the thing. When we abandon love as our motivator, we may get lost in seeking outer achievements to fill a void. Boy, did I do that. We strive for goals, to achieve goals, rather than allowing ourselves to be heart-based being, living from a heart-based point of view. When we are chasing gold stars, we may be eclipsing our authentic service and expression in this world. My call to ministry, which happened just over 20 years ago, as I reflect back on it now, looking back on things, retrospect, in hindsight is 20/20, right? I can see all of the things that were invitations to step into this path in life. All those seeds were around me. My call to ministry happened on a Sunday after I had been attending a New Thought Community's Sunday celebration started off with a lot of resistance to come to a church on a Sunday, let me tell you, because that was not what I was raised with. But I started going, I found my way to one on a Sunday. I started going every single week. It was about 6 months after that. I was sitting out there, perhaps like maybe one of you. And I was looking at the minister who was on stage, who was my mentor in ministry. I saw him and I thought, oh, that's my path and purpose, to be in ministry, to allow myself to take a step in a different direction, completely unexpected. And I will also say that, those of you who knew me back in the day, who, subsequently found out that I was becoming a minister, many of those people from my past were like, you? Really? You? Yeah. And there was resistance in me, and that resistance was reflected in people's responses to me. But there was something that was more deeply seated that was seeking to blossom within me. And so I engaged in the intellectual study. That intellectual study combated the resistance. And there was a choice moment where I had to fully actively step into it and say, the embodiment of my life, I am a minister 24/7, 365. Because that's what ministry is. That choice moment is the fifth principle in action. Living the truth we know, making a choice to live the truth we know beyond the intellect. And so the demonstration, the outcome of that choice has been an ongoing evolution. And that's the thing, there was no destination. I had to get over that idea that there was a destination real fast, because it was not even reflected in that moment I received that piece of paper that said, you are qualified, you are a minister. And it was like, that's really great. But that was just the beginning of the journey. It is an ongoing evolution to live from this point of view. And you don't have to be a minister to live from this point of view, although if that is a call in your heart, come talk to me, because I can tell you how that can unfold for you. But if you've been sitting on any dream, start activating it now, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Thoreau said, keep moving in the direction of your dreams. And you know what happens when I have moved in the direction of my dreams? My dreams expand, they get bigger. I have larger ideas about what I want my life to unfold to be. And the call is to keep moving in that direction, in that forward-moving, evolutionary state of mind and being. Decision, making a decision, is an energetic activation. If we find ourselves waiting is energetic stagnation. Do you want to be activated or stagnated? I don't know that stagnated is a word. Well, it is now because I've just used it. So there you go. I am choosing to be an energetic activation, and it is a daily choice I make. So let no one diminish your bloom. That's the call today. Let no one diminish your bloom. Your blossoming contributes to the beauty of the whole garden. Look at this garden out here. Isn't it extraordinary? It is extraordinary. You are the living expression of love, so embody the truth you know more deeply today than ever before, and know that the seeds within you are sacred, so plant them now, and as you flourish, everyone around you flourishes. Peace and blessings. You are magnificent. I do want to say, I'm serious, if something has resonated within you in a call to ministry, do please talk to me. I was having a conversation with our regional rep for the Unity Southwest region recently, and we were both commenting that we don't think there are enough ministers being trained right now, that there is going to be a time where communities are going to have a hard time filling their platforms. So if there's a call to ministry, or if there's a call to be a licensed Unity teacher, if there's a call to be a spiritual leader in any way, please come talk to me, because there are paths that I can share with you in that. Now, as you know, if you are familiar with how the service unfolds every single week, but if you're new to our community, you are about to find out, I offer a home practice every week. The home practice is the opportunity that I invite for us to take the basis of the message of the day and activate it purposefully in our life. So the home practice this week is this. Each day, name a heart quality that you will purposefully embody. couple ideas: kindness, courage, compassion. There are many heart qualities that you can identify. You get to sit down, make a list of heart qualities that you can identify. Let that purposeful choice lead you to take one step toward embodying and expressing a dormant dream or idea. This, of course, will appear on our website, on the video archive page. You can take a picture of it with your phone if you need that reminder, but that is the home practice that I am offering for us all to engage in this week. As we take this moment of reflection, allowing ourselves to see if there's anything that has resonated within our hearts, within our souls, that is perhaps a more profound idea that we can demonstrate in our lives than any other, I invite you to take a breath and allow and be.
It isn't like I've always wondered what I was made of, or is this really me? I've only recently discovered I've always stood in the shadows of expectations of me. Well, now that I see there's no judge, there's no jury. Now that I know I can take my own road, I feel a freedom that I have never known. 'Cause it's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul.
So let us take this opportunity to unbecome, to step into the infinite becoming, which is the power and presence of divinity at the core of each and every one of us. And there is no aspect of our being which is not wholly divine. As we step into this practice of affirmative prayer, I trust and know that it is rooted in releasing the limited ideas that I have carried about what life is, and opening up to a realization of the infinite life, the infinite power, the infinite presence, and knowing that this is the identity of each and every one of us. I heed the call, I make the call, and I allow the call in my heart to flow forth into its fullness, in its expression, magnificently, and know that that call is always answered in its magnificent perfection. There is a flow, an infinite flow of goodness, of light, of harmony, of divinity. And we are, each and every one of us, the outflow of that goodness. And so with gratitude and appreciation, I simply allow, I trust, I know, and affirm this as so by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Everybody's name is given. Nobody asks us who we really are. But after so many years of living, you wouldn't think the answer would still feel so far. I'm slow, I'm smart, I'm accounting, I'm art, I'm left brain or right, I'm a morning person or night. Well, maybe it's time to step outside those lines and see who I find. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. The scariest thing is offending, disappointing everyone's vision of who I should be. But the only way home is to fly on my own till I know, till I see. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Unbecoming is coming home.
Daniel Nahmad. I invite you to take out whatever financial gift you're offering to our community here today in support of all that we stand for here. We stand for love, we stand for light, we stand for life, we stand for a deeper expression and embodiment of these things in our own experience and expression. And I invite you to hold that gift in your hand and recognize that what you hold in your hand is a love intention and that it is God in action. And so as it moves through this time and this place and this circumstance, that it is doing great work on behalf of Unity of Tucson, and it continues to expand into the entire world, the entire universe, and the good works that we have planted seeds for here and now. And so as the baskets go around, please welcome once again Daniel Nahmad.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the very kind welcome. And special thanks to a couple of seriously talented musicians up here who I took our 6-minute rehearsal and gave them about 25 minutes worth of information, and they kind of knocked it out of the park. I'm very impressed and appreciative, for real. Anyway, okay, so what can I tell you? I had about 15 more songs come to mind. This one, I'm gonna, in case, for those of you who can't make the concert this afternoon, I feel like singing this one for you. It's very fundamental to who I am and what I'm trying to do with my music, my own personal calling that I have been unable to shake no matter how hard I've tried, actually. And I have a table outside with some music, and my wife's a silversmith, some of her jewelry, and I'll be there to chat and visit with you for a little while. And then hopefully you'll be back, if you feel like coming back, at 1 o'clock for about an hour and a half more music. I'm looking forward to that very much. So thank you for having me. And here's a song I also wrote about 25 years ago. And I hope you enjoy. A song about love. There's one power, invisible, and just see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable, and just speak of it with every word you say.
mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit or Jesus or Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, yeah. That's what we are. One power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace, freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. Oh, what we are is one. It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to invite Kate Aberley, one of our magnificent prayer chaplains, to the platform, and she's going to guide us in the blessing of today's offering. Hi, Kate. Hello. Hello, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so let me remember how I do this. Okay, so everybody I invite you just to take a breath, come back to our center, put our hands together, activate that energy, And together we will say, we
bless these gifts,
and we see them going out and blessing our community and the world. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much, Kate. Here's what's happening at Unity of Tucson.
Good morning, Unity of Tucson. It's July 27th, 2025, and here's what's happening in our vibrant spiritual community. This Wednesday, July 30th at 6:30 p.m., join the Unity Prayer Chaplains for our quarterly Healing Circle experience. Enjoy guided meditation, immersion in a consciousness of healing, and the energy of a sacred chamber of prayer. Join us in sacred service by helping with the final steps of the Bears in the Chairs campaign. We will be meeting on August 2nd at 10 a.m. in Annex Room 4 to prepare the bags and bears before they are sent off to Aviva Children's Services. Next Sunday, August 3rd, bring a tasty dish to share in your appetite for our monthly potluck following service. Enjoy great food, wonderful company, and a delightful community celebration. On Wednesday, August 6th at 6:30 p.m., experience Divinely You. Enjoy approximately 45 minutes to an hour of meditation and sound bath led by Dee Brady. Bring a mat, blanket, pillow, and allow the crystal bowl vibrations to calm and release the tensions of the summer away. Suggested donation for this event is $10. You can find out more about all of our events, classes, and other ways to get involved in your spiritual community by visiting the Desert Light Book and Gift Store or online at unitytucson.com. Have a magnificent week.
Yes, have a magnificent week. I want to say thank you to everybody who made today's experience so extraordinary. I want to say thank you to Laura Cass and to Jerry Harrison, who I think has gone into the Harmony Hall. But thank you for guiding us in the Flames of Faith ceremony today. I want to say thank you to Sherry Thomas, and thank you for guiding us in the reading, affirmation, and in prayer. Thank you to Kate Aberley for guiding us in the blessing of the offering. Sherry and Kate will be available if you would like a moment of prayer following today's celebration. They will remain here in the sanctuary. Seek them out, and they are happy to offer their 1-minute miracles for you. I want to say thank you to our hospitality host, Silvana. I want to say thank you to the bookstore team, Carrymon, and everybody who leads us in the bookstore. I want to say thank you to our greeters, our ushers, our extraordinary technical team back there, Wally, Aiden, Jim, Don, and Gavin. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sherry Hoffman, for all you do. I want to say thank you to our extraordinary band members, Paul Gibson, Rafael Carruthers. Let's shout out to Linda Ackerman, who's watching from home today, and to Aaron Anderson, who's watching from home today. And if you will please give it up for Daniel Nahmod. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So as we wrap up today's celebration, before we go into our final song, let us share together this prayer of divine awareness. I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen. Take it away.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. And no one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here decision right here and now. My decision right here and now.
Make it a magnificent week, everyone. Namaste.